talked to some hardcore University of Michigan fans. Some of them don't even know what Warde Manuel looks like. Who is he? Well, he is the athletic director of the University of Michigan. He's got a lot of power, and he sat down for a very exclusive one-on-one interview. He talked about Jim Harbaugh, and he talked about a recent controversy about this sign stealing investigation and more. Take a look.
There should be excitement here about the future and the potential for Michigan to not only win Big Ten championships, but national championships.
Conquering heroes, victors valiant, Michigan national champions for the 2023 season.
Warde Manuel has been the athletic director for the University of Michigan since 2016. He played football for legendary coach Bo Schembechler and earned 3 degrees at Michigan.
That was Warde Manuel, number 79, a freshman out of New Orleans.
Do you like the media? Do you like talking? You don't do a whole lot of stuff, do you?
I don't, because
Why?
Because I want to focus on the student athletes and the coaches.
But you're the boss.
I get it, and I do speak up when I need to.
Not much.
Yeah, but it's enough to make the point that I need to make.
Despite facing challenges, including the dismissal of 2 coaches, NCAA sanctions, and an ongoing investigation, Michigan still won the national championship in football, and this 56-year-old athletic director was awarded the prestigious National Football Foundation's Athletic Director of the Year. Yet challenges still remain in college athletics, especially when student athletes can now earn more money than the athletic director himself. How much do you think the best player on the team, the most popular football player, how much do you think that person will make?
Over $1 million.
In 2021, the NCAA let student athletes make money from their name, image, and likeness. Universities can't pay them, but others can. A few years earlier, the NCAA created the transfer portal and made it easier for the athletes to switch schools. And together, these changes are creating huge problems. Are you worried about retaining those players?
Yes. The pay for play and the revenue share, I don't have a problem with. Kids transferring every year, free agency in and of itself every year. I don't think that's very good for the game or for them. We talk about the value of the Michigan degree long term for your life, and the commitment that Michigan makes to you as a graduate, and the commitment that you will have for a lifetime from alums around the world. And so for us, we sell that.
When they throw dirt over top of me, if somebody who's eulogizing me, who was on this team, or one of my teammates, when I was playing at Michigan, if they would simply say he was a Michigan man, that would mean everything.
Manuel said that Jim Harbaugh left because he couldn't win a Lombardi trophy here. You wanted him to stay.
I did, absolutely. No doubt about it. And he knows that. I talked to him about that. So there's no doubt. Is there a
misconception around that maybe you should pay him more money or not suspended him? I know you didn't suspend the last 3 games, but he was suspended for the last 3 games.
Yeah.
And that he may have said, I don't want to stay, I want to go.
We offered him more money. We offered him to make him the highest paid coach in college football.
Did Jim Harbaugh understand he needed to be suspended so bigger problems wouldn't have happened?
Well, I think he understood. I don't think he liked it.
The self-imposed suspension for recruiting violations was Harbaugh's first suspension.
Ultimately, we had agreed to 4 games. He had agreed to it. We had agreed to it. And then the NCAA didn't accept it for some reason. But we still had an issue that we admitted had happened.
He was suspended for the last 3 games of the season by the Big Ten because of allegations of an elaborate sign-stealing operation by a low-level staffer. Does sign-stealing happen with many teams?
Sign-stealing happens all the time across the way. The coaches are looking, people are looking at what other people are doing. They're looking at us. They're seeing what signs and what you're holding up in the air. They're trying to coordinate what does that mean to give us.
This was more, though, wasn't it?
This was more. This was being in the stands, and not necessarily just him, but others on behalf of him that he was encouraging or getting to do this is the allegation.
Connor Stallions was the ringleader.
If I'm a bad guy, then everyone in football is a bad guy.
Connor Stallions, the former football staffer, never admitted responsibility to his alleged rogue sign-stealing actions, and he later resigned from the program. But the investigation remains ongoing by the NCAA. You didn't know about
I don't know. No, absolutely not. No,
that's illegal.
No, and Jim said he never knew anything about it. I believe him. We just have to figure it out and let the NCAA run their process.
Does that hurt recruiting? Does that hurt the university or your program?
No, I don't think so. No, I'm sure others out there are trying to use it against us. But it doesn't. It talks about the people who tried to execute that. If it comes out that they were involved and deeply involved, it doesn't get to the core of who we are in athletics. And I believe Jim when he says he didn't know. I believe our other coaches when they said they didn't know.
With so many tough decisions this past year, Manuel's been overwhelmingly criticized by many in the Wolverine community.
I am not going to deal with people who hide behind fake pictures and fake names. If you want to step up and you want to tell me who you are and show me who you are, and you have something constructive that you want to talk to me about, I'm willing to talk to any of our fans, any of our donors, any people about it. But don't hide. I can't hide. I'm 6'5", 300 pounds. I can't hide.
His 5-year contract is up in 2025, but there's some talk about giving him an extension before then. Right now, we should renegotiate to get a couple more years now?
I would if they offer. If they offer. Yeah, absolutely, I want it. I mean, where else am I going to go? This is the best job in the country, and this place means so much to me. I just put everything I can into it, and help to drive the success and watch it and observe it and cheer and do what's necessary for us to continue our success.
Well done.
Very interesting, Charlie.
Well, I learned a lot. I was taking some notes there, too. It was a while ago. Listen, forget the football. Being on the 50-yard line of that stadium, I don't know if you've ever been there.
Tell me about
it. That was something.
Yeah.
But, I think the criticism of Warde Manuel is he doesn't give a lot of interviews, first of all. Certainly not on television. He's done a couple paper one, maybe a couple radios, but not too much. And as far as some of these tough issues, I mean, listen, the Jim Harbaugh removal, separation, whatever you want to call it, was very controversial. Some people wanted Harbaugh to stay no matter what, and Harbaugh, he said, didn't go.
If I can, Charlie, the Michigan rumor mill was that Harbaugh wanted to stay, but he wanted protection, immunity. He wanted the institution, Michigan, to stand behind him no matter what happens with the NCAA with their investigation, and that it was Warde Manuel that said no. Yeah, so he's the bad guy in this rumor. Did you ask him that?
I didn't. First of all, I did not ask him that. So that was a little more technical than I wanted to get. However, if we're talking about legalities here, if you do something, most companies will support their employees. Warde Manuel is just an employee of the University of Michigan. So as long as he was doing something within the scope of his employment, they have to give him immunity. Coaching or firing, those are all things. Now, the guy over at Michigan State, Mel Tucker, he committed a sexual assault. That's outside the realm of his allegedly. That's outside the realm of his duty. So there's an immunity. So I would doubt that that's an issue.
So maybe the rumor was false.
I just have one point. I know we got to go, but I have one point to make about this, and it's something that I encourage anybody that's ever faced with this question to do. Talk to the media, because I have been one of those people that criticize Warde Manuel because you're only getting one side of the story. If Warde Manuel doesn't speak to the media, we don't know how he feels about anything, and you're only getting that one piece. So whether it's Warde Manuel or Joe from down the block, you know what I mean? Tell your side of the story. Because he comes off very good there.
Yes, he does.
Like over the last several months, I think Warde Manuel has acquitted himself very well. And I have not always thought that of him. With the whole Jim Harbaugh thing. Jim Harbaugh is like a god at Michigan, okay? Like, that's just, you may love him or hate him. He's like a god at Michigan.
Why couldn't you get him to stay?
That is, like, why did you?
And they offered him the most money. He would have been the highest paid coach. But I think Warde Manuel did come out as being a nice guy.
Absolutely.
And willing to talk. But I don't know that we heard it. I just, one question, I know we have to break over here. Why are 2 U of M people wearing green and white today? I just don't know.
It is a mistake.
There something, I don't know.
It's very intentional.
It's an error.
Because Warde Manuel brings in so much money to the University of Michigan.
There you go.
Totally objective here.
Green for money.
Good eye, Charlie. Good eye.
I thought that was great, Charlie, and kudos to Warde Manuel as well. He comes off very well there in an interview that he does not. I have not seen an interview with him in a long time.
Charlie Langton landing the big fish.
Give Matt Phillips, who you guys know is one of our editors here. Fantastic job. Okay, gotta go.
You're going to join us later for the verdict, where we might talk a little bit more about this hot water with potential hot water that Michigan is in. Perfect. We'll be right back.